Yeah.
See, like every time we have an adventure, we end up introducing a whole bunch of new things into our life.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have done. They always have these like growth spurts, like mentally or physically or emotionally.
Yeah.
On a road trip, and then it sticks, like it stays put. And I feel like that happens to us too, which is why it's like so super important that you go do adventures. Need to switch up your camera setup? Get the best bang for your buck from MPB, where prices are always on point for over 23,000 items. Save big when you shop expert approved used gear, or increase your earnings when you sell cameras and lenses you no longer need. Whatever you want your camera bag to look like, MPB will help you get there in a flash.
Don't wait to make your dream setup a reality. Change gear with MPB today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Photography is Nothing, and I am Courtney McCracken.
I'm Zach Dobson.
This is a photo video podcast about photography.
And life.
And this week, Michigan/Lake Huron.
Yes, Michigan.
Yes, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the title of this episode should be.
Yeah.
That's for all those 90s kids out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so Michigan is a beautiful place, and we are once again taking you, our viewers, and ourselves on a vicarious vacation for spring break season.
Yes.
So this is episode 2 of spring break.
Yeah, last week was our
break.
road trip through the Florida Keys.
Yes. Did you ever go on like MTV spring break?
Definitely not.
I definitely did.
You did?
Yeah.
I never went anywhere on spring break.
I went with my friends. It was
I didn't
really
have any
fun.
friends.
That's not true.
No, I did. I did in college.
You still have friends.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the kids.
Exactly.
Okay, so this week we're going to talk about this really special trip we took in 2022 up to Lake Huron, which is way up high.
Way up. What was it, about 6-hour drive for
It
us?
was like 6.5 hours. Who knows with kids
Yeah.
how long it is? You
There's
can't
a lot
look
of
back
stops.
and remember. It's probably like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Anyways, we took a little long weekend getaway in the summertime, way up north in Michigan to Lake Huron.
Yeah.
And we went to a state park there.
Hoeft State Park.
Hoeft. Hoeft State Park. Oh my gosh.
It was beautiful.
Wow. What a cool trip. We're going to start at the very beginning
Yeah.
and work our way up to the
Yeah.
trip.
How did you find that state
so
park?
what happened is that in 2022, my father passed away in the spring, in March.
Selfishly.
Yeah, so rude. So rude. And he and ruined everything.
Yeah.
And so then we were pulling ourselves back together, right? Because he was a real cool guy and we liked him a lot. And kind of trying to come back to life. So there was COVID. There was kind of a year of 2021 where we were all like post-COVID, but still in COVID, but like learning how to live in the new reality, right? And then Steve McCracken decided to get sick and die. So that sucked. And what we did was we were just kind of, so my point being that our family especially was just kind of pulling ourselves back together, right? And it was summertime and we had been doing those like summertime heat waves. It is extremely hot. Last week we were talking about how in February in Indiana is just extremely dreary and cold.
Yes.
And then in July in Indiana, it is just brutally hot. It's suffering.
Like how could both extremes exist in one place?
It like becomes the jungle somehow.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Louisiana, people were like, you don't know humidity. And I'm like, I don't know humidity.
Yes.
Like I am from Indiana.
Yeah.
And we experience very high levels of humidity.
90 to 100%
And none of the benefits.
Yeah.
We don't get to have like our pools closed and we're stuck
Yeah.
in the sweltering heat through the month of September. It's terrible. Okay. So it's, so the reason I bring up my dad more than anything is because on his birthday that year, the one right after he passed, it was going to be his 80th birthday. And I was sad. Do you know what I mean? And thinking about how I just felt like, like we need to like shake off this stupor. Like we got to start living again, you know? And so I was like researching or thinking about what we could do. And I was like searching within myself, like, where should we go? What should we do? Right? After all these years of kind of being at home, now we've been really stuck at home for a long time.
Yeah.
at this point, and I was like, where do we begin? And so I thought, well, we should go get like a cabin or something at like a state park.
Yeah.
And started by looking in Indiana, and there is mostly like campsites. And now we don't really have any kind of camping stuff or anything. We're not like, I camped a lot growing up. You camped a little bit growing up, and we didn't like bring that. We're not doing that at this point in our lives.
Not yet.
I was not like a mom who wanted, like, I loved camping. Like my children, I've raised them to be beautiful orchids, and they are very sensitive. And I don't know that at a young age they would have enjoyed camping. They enjoy nature.
Yes.
And then they like to come home and get a shower and get in their cozy beds.
Yes.
Right. So anyways, so I was looking for that kind of adventure. I wanted to go out and we could like hike all day and like play in creeks or lakes and then like take a shower and get in bed. And I started looking like at nearby states, because in Indiana, I wasn't seeing anything we could do.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, what if we go to Illinois? And then I was like, ooh, what if we go to Michigan? Well, here's something I did not know about Michigan state parks. They have only primitive campsites and cabins. I'm pretty sure that that's across the state.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, that's going to be kind of hard. Like, can we do this? It's kind of like an in-between, you know what I mean? But Michigan, as you might imagine, in August is very popular. It's a great time of year to go there, except for the flies can be bad. But like other than that, you know, it's nice warm weather.
Yeah.
And I just was like looking on their state park's website, and there was this one cabin for rent the week that we wanted to go. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later. We were like, we have this week that we could squeeze in a getaway.
Yeah.
And so this is August 2nd. I'm looking to like, what, a week or two down the road?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what days we went.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. And I see that there's an opening at this one cabin. And what I find out is that this is the only, not primitive meaning there's not like electricity and like
running water and stuff.
Yeah. Like it's just a cabin, right? And so and it's because it used to be the groundskeeper's cabin, and it's at this state park, Hoeft State Park, way up north. So we're going to have to like make a trek, but we have never gone up to this place in Michigan before, that area. And of course, everyone loves Northern Michigan.
Yeah.
Just raves about it. Right. And we'd been talking about doing a trip up there for a long time. So this cabin must have had a cancellation or something.
Yeah. Because it was not booked, or it was not open any other weeks.
Literally. And in fact, there's like information on the website that's like, this cabin becomes available literally 365 days before the day. So like if you want to rent it, you have to be like ready to rent it. And it is rented all the time, like all year long. And we just happened upon 4 days magically. And this part of the reason this cabin is always rented is, one, it's the only one with like, you know, it's comfortable to stay in. Yeah. And it used to be like the groundskeeper's cabin. And so it's a house. It's a cute little like Sears Roebuck house.
Yeah, literally.
Right. Yeah. It was a kit house from whatever, like 100 years before. And from the park ranger. That's who it is, not the ground. It's the park ranger's house. Okay. They live there. And then and I was like, I think we got to rent this house. And not only that, but the year we rented it, I don't know what it is now. It was $150 a night or something. Okay. It was ridiculously cheap because it's a whole house.
It's a whole house with like 3 bedrooms.
Yes.
And
yes, it had 3 bedrooms and it had its own private part of the park because it was separate from all the camping grounds and everything.
Yeah, you had like...
We had our own fire pit and like our own, which like a lot of campsites do, but most of the park was like tight fit RV or camping spots. Yeah. Like typical campground, like state park campground. You camp right next to your neighbors, just like boom, 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 boom. And this was like in a little secluded clearing. Yeah, we weren't near all the RVers in there. Right. So we show up and we're like, okay, like let's keep our
expectations
low, right? Yeah. Because it's super cheap, but it is popular. Yeah. And so we get there and it is so perfect and so adorable and so clean and so well kept. And
it is like, in the woods.
Yes. And we have our own little private path. I mean, it's not private, but nobody uses it because
no,
they're not
nobody
walking
else was there.
It's straight out to the water.
It's 100 yards.
Straight out to Lake Huron.
Yeah.
And there's beach, which is like a lot of people, if you're not from the Midwest, then you probably haven't encountered a Great Lake. And that is a shame because you should get yourself to a Great Lake, like ASAP. Like, get in a car, drive there right now.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, take the podcast with you.
Right.
And go get in the car,
there.
drive to the nearest Great Lake, and get your mind friggin' blown. Because if you grew up in the Midwest, you see Great Lakes. And so you're kind of like aware of this fact that there's this body of water near you that is like an ocean. It's an inland ocean.
Yeah. Well, for me, I was born in Cleveland.
Right.
And that's on Lake Erie for anyone who doesn't know. And so my family was there, and we would go to Lake Erie like regularly. Even when I moved to Indiana and we went back to Ohio, I never went to an Indiana lake.
Sure.
Until I was like in high school.
Okay.
So I didn't have
'Cause
that
you were always
experience.
going in
To
and
me,
out of
that was a
Ohio.
lake. Like
You
I
would go
grew
to,
up
like,
thinking
Cedar
of that as a
Point.
lake. Yeah, Cedar Point's on Lake Erie.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you would see it from like that was
Multiple
like
spots.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was a lake.
Sure. And I grew up going to see Lake Michigan because we would visit Chicago regularly. And then also my sister lived up literally on Lake Superior. Her backyard opened up to Lake Superior.
Yeah.
And that's
Super cool.
bananas. When she moved there, it was like my world. I don't know. It was like such an pivotal moment in my life because I was obsessed with the Edmund Fitzgerald at the time.
Oh, sure.
And so I found out we were going to Lake Superior, and then we were like driving there, and then I was like, wait, this is Lake Superior, like I don't know, like we were going to Duluth, and I like the first time we were going to visit her, and then I was like, wait, Duluth is on Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Lake Superior is where the Edmund Fitzgerald wrecked.
Yeah.
And is. And
Yeah.
and like there's so many shipwrecks there and stuff. And as I've mentioned about the Keys, like I'm real into like shipwrecks and pirates and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? So these giant lakes are so cool.
Yeah.
And they're just basically freshwater oceans.
Yes.
So we head up and we go for the weekend, and we have a bunch of fun little pictures and vignettes and stories, right?
Yeah.
About our time there. So let's begin with what?
I had some pictures of us getting packed up and ready to go.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that's something that I really like to do is get all aspects of everything that's going on.
Yes.
And it's fun for me to get everybody,
It's kind of like behind the scenes, but like just like suburban family style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because of the things that I noticed. Like last week when we showed the Keys photos of the car packed up, I noticed like a giant pack of diapers.
Yeah.
And then now, this is 4 years later, so we even have one more kid.
Right.
And that kid is out of diapers, so there's no diapers packed up in the back of the car here.
Yeah, funny.
And
everybody helps a little bit more. Of course, as the years go by, we've learned things. We clearly had not learned at this point not to buy a bunch of junk food for the car ride. Look at that.
yeah.
We buy less of it now. Well, maybe it like went down and then it came back up again now that they're getting older because they can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting better at it.
Yeah.
I just love all the little scenes like at the gas stations when we stop. I'm always taking photos on my phone.
Well, and I think you can like see the travel. Like if you've had the opportunity to travel across the US, you know that you are driving through so many cultures, and in every stop, it's kind of like a new place.
Yeah.
Every couple hours you're in a totally new place. I mean, which is true anywhere, but it's kind of funny because we have a tendency to think of our country as like a monolith, but it is absolutely not. If you actually think about it, of course, we all know that, right?
Yeah. It is hard. It is still a hard concept for me to get used to because we talked about on St. Patrick's Day, we talked about some Irish stuff. And
right.
Ireland is almost exactly the same size as Indiana.
Right.
And I think maybe that might put things in perspective for some
Right.
people who aren't as familiar with this area.
Yeah.
What it's actually like around here.
So like, I mean, and I think that a lot of people definitely, when you talk about a state like Indiana or a state like Michigan, everyone kind of thinks of it all the same. And we're often, but it is big enough to hold space for many different types of people.
Well, there are so many differences just going a little bit north. That made me think of while we were there, we saw, do you remember these guys? Yeah, so there were these black squirrels there, and I'm like, I've never seen like a jet black squirrel before.
You really were very excited about this. I think you made a video about it.
I did. Yeah. I made like a TikTok.
You made a video about it, and then like Dex made a video in response. I think. Like,
he taught us about the black squirrels.
We'll have to link both of those. That was fun. What a time to be on TikTok. That was so fun.
That was fun.
This was like the height of TikTok fun.
Yeah.
I think was like right around this time.
Yeah, for
sure.
For
us and for, I think, by and large, like the TikTok audience.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, now we can go into.
Okay, so we're driving there. We pack up the car. We head out. We are hoping for the best. And we arrive and we find this cutie patootie cabin.
Yeah.
That is like, and it has really nice furniture and stuff that's been built by the prisoners in Michigan.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Beautiful, because it was like their woodwork.
Solid wood furniture.
Yeah, they're like woodworking programs. So
Yeah.
they like learn skills for, Michigan is a really neat state, I have to say, for a number of reasons. But they're extremely progressive and do a lot of really cool things.
Universities are free to residents, aren't they?
I do not know the answer
I'm
to
pretty
that.
sure.
Okay, well, let's move to Michigan.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Michigan more.
So that's, a lot of great schools.
Oh, gosh, sorry about that.
That are free tuition for their residents.
For reals.
Yeah.
But also, I think it was a program for developing skills for being able to use in real life.
Yeah, that's interesting because I photographed a
real life. That's
program
not
like
the right
that.
Word. Post incarceration.
Sure.
Yeah.
I photographed a program like that here, but it was for people who were out already.
And it was for not rehabilitation, but to give them a skill set that they could use.
To get back into the workforce and everything.
Yeah, that was a really cool program. What was that called?
It was Purposeful Design.
Oh, yeah.
They have a bunch of tables at the Indianapolis International Airport.
That are Purposeful
You
Design.
see their logo
one of the
branded
best
on them.
airports in the country, for sure. So.
Yeah.
If you have to connect somewhere, connect through Indy.
Now with flights direct to Dublin.
I know. We'll go. Come here, visit us. We'll all hop a plane and we'll go to Ireland straight from Indiana.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So one of the things that I have that I'll put on the podcast is I did a complete walkthrough. So something I noticed looking through what I had on my phone from this time is like now that we're into where we're really doing like content creation for social media.
Yeah.
Is I have a lot more like video clips, behind the scenes kind of stuff.
You didn't really have anywhere to put it at the time.
Yeah. I didn't do that for when we went to the Keys.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that.
No, we didn't even have like good. I mean, we had phones.
Hey, well, we had decent phones. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably like iPhone 8 or something. But
we still have those.
Yeah. So I did like a full walkthrough so you can see all the rooms in the cabin. So that's a good reason to go watch the podcast if you're just listening. So
absolutely.
You can get
and then when you posted that on TikTok, people were
everything.
so mad at you. They were like, this isn't 100 yards.
Oh, because I did two videos. I did one where I did a walkthrough for the whole cabin, and the other, I showed the cabin. There's a little road that runs in front of it. I was standing on the trail. I showed the cabin. I turned around, and I walked down to the beach, and I said, we're only 100 yards from the beach. And I sped it up so you didn't have to sit there for, 90 seconds. And people are like, that is further than 100 yards. They were really mad. And I'm like, I went onto Google Maps and I put the ruler tool on there and it was like exactly 100 yards.
That's so funny. I think also it's in the listing that the beach is 100 yards from the house. Like
you could walk, I measured it again today. You could walk out the front door and be in the water. That was about 400 feet.
Yeah, so very close. So
so we got there and then like right away went to the water.
We went straight down and we were like, they were like, should we put on our bathing suits? And I'm like, the water is going to be cold. It was cold that day. And I was like, I don't think you're going to want to go in the water. And that was dumb. And it was like, I'd never been a parent before.
Right.
Like the rookie, like what?
It doesn't matter
No,
how
I was
cold
tired.
it is. They're
I
going to
was
be in the
tired.
water.
I didn't know. And then that is what they did. They went straight out. They were amazed though, because they did not know what to expect.
It was, yes.
They had seen Lake Michigan, but like also.
Yeah, because we've been to Chicago.
I think that this is really pretty and different because it is more northern. It feels more like Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Yeah.
To me, like the landscape
Yeah.
does. So
Totally.
it's just really magical because there's all these like fir trees and everything, and they'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
But they all
It's a different
still
type
talk
of
about
woods
it.
than here.
Like, remember when we went to the cabin in
Yeah.
Michigan and
It was so windy,
it was very windy.
but I liked it. And it's so funny to see the progression. Like, oh, now, sweatshirts are coming off and now shoes are coming off. And now we're like standing at the edge. And then before you know it, they're like fully in the water.
Yes.
I mean, it was August, but it was like, let's see, August 8th. But it was
It was
cool.
cold. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very much.
Well, and in these huge lakes, it's not like the water gets like super warm. So
yeah,
Lake
and they're
Michigan
also
can get pretty warm, but that's like
yeah.
They're
also used to the Gulf of Mexico, to be clear.
Yeah.
And the waves here were really comparable, I think, to what a lot of times they experienced. Yes. Do you think?
Yeah. They're a nice size.
For the photo nerds, a lot of these are with my 35 millimeter on my Fujifilm, 35 millimeter equivalent. And so I like to go like right in the water and right up close next to them while they're doing all this stuff. It really, makes you feel like you're right there in the scene.
I really appreciate how sporty that guy was. He was only 6.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. But yeah, it was funny being in the car for, 7-8 hours with stops, and then getting there and running out and everything.
And I mean, really, what we basically amounted to was that because we had this like access point to the beach that was like kind of around a bend from where the RV access point was.
Yeah,
so
it was
we
very
really
private.
saw like nobody except for when they were like on walks.
Some people would walk by, but like
nobody like camped out near us.
No.
On the beach. So we basically had a private beach the whole time.
And there were
there.
people at the campground.
It was
there.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when we were thinking about getting an RV. And we walked down there and we were like, we are not RV people.
No, because it's a real party atmosphere.
It is party, and we are
and
not.
good for them.
No, I'm saying like we are not that fun.
No.
No. We are like, I really like to be kind of a recluse. So
yeah. Switching up your camera setup shouldn't be stressful. Whether you want to sell, shop, or swap camera gear, MPB makes it simple to do so in just a few steps, and all at the perfect price. Save big when you shop the widest range of used camera gear in the States, with prices up to 40% less than brand new items. Everything's individually inspected by experts, so you know it's good to go. Want to subtract from your setup instead? Turn your camera gear into quick cash when you sell or trade what you already have. MPB consistently offers more than competitors, so you're never stuck settling for subpar payouts.
Plus, with the whole process being circular, you can feel good knowing that used gear from MPB is better for the planet, not just your pocket. See why over 1 million visual storytellers trust MPB. Capture your creativity and change gear with MPB today.
There's so much at lakes for the sun to hit the edge of, like the water or the ocean, it's like the water's the spray, the sand. There's all these like high and low points in the way that the sun hits them, especially having it in black and white. Looks pretty cool. But the colors were great there too. The water was really pretty.
It was. The scenery was very beautiful. And the beach was a really cool texture. And yeah, the water was cold. We had a great time and we wore ourselves out that first night. And then we had like a fire every night that we were there. We had like 4 days there or something. And then we did something kind of each day besides going to
we did
out at the beach.
So here we went into Rogers City.
Right.
Yeah, and they have a big marina.
Yeah, and they have like a playground, right? And they had, didn't they?
Yeah, playground.
And they
lots
had,
of places to go
walk
fishing.
Around all the spots and take a look around. And it's like I feel like this is very much our speed for family vacation. I think that we really like to have like as little structure as possible.
Totally.
With plenty to do.
Yeah.
Like plenty of options and not a lot of requirements.
We don't want to hit a bunch of places.
We are not going to make a reservation.
No.
That's not happening.
No.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy at home. We don't even make reservations at home.
Yeah.
I don't even, yeah. And then we also, we do not make like a long list. We kind of say, here are some things we could do. Let's see what we feel like. And our kids really like to fish. So there's always fishing.
Yeah, for sure. This is the day I was really obsessed with corners.
Oh, yeah.
So I have
a whole series of
corners. A series of corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of them just the water, some of them with the boat.
Because you're at the...
this picnic table, I think, is my favorite one.
Oh, yeah? Why?
I like the colors. Is it, for one, the minimal color palette. It's just like greens and the blue of the water and then the neutral of the cement. I like the symmetry of the posts here. I like the shadows on the table. I like the style. They had a lot of things here that looked like they were straight out of like the 70s and 80s. Like this picnic table looks like it was 50 years old.
Am I imagining, was this a town that was like had like a time where it was like a peak time?
Like a boom town.
Yeah.
They have some kind of mining or something there, don't they?
I feel like a lot of this was like really, like it got really popular for like vacations and stuff. And then the city itself is really cute.
Yeah.
The houses are really cute.
Very cute.
And I think that they definitely seem like they're vacation houses now, but like totally cute.
Very affordable.
You could just live like right down the street from the water. Like during the summer, you could go and stay for the summer in like another cute town.
Yeah.
That's kind of different than where we are. That's not really available within a.
Yeah. I like that, like all the old style of stuff on the playground.
Yeah.
Like the
Feels like
metal
when we were
stamped
kids.
steps on the metal slide.
Oh yeah, they have a metal slide. Those are always funny.
Yeah, these
They have a
old
merry-go-round.
Yeah, the merry-go-round. That's like deck boards and steel pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Very much all of this really reminded me of my childhood.
Yeah.
The rocks there were great.
No, we had a really good time shopping. I'm saying shopping, going rock finding.
Yeah.
At this, there were some really beautiful ones.
I got
I feel like we have ones
fixated
where
on
the
this
kids
one
are
rock
showing
and how
them.
the water was hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took probably 50 photos of it
Sure.
to see which one I liked the water spray the best. So maybe I'll put all of them in a quick sequence right here.
Okay.
There we go. Done.
I think I have pictures of the rock finds. Oh, and then we went into like this park one time.
Yeah.
That was an inland fishing spot. I think we were looking for spots to go fishing.
Yeah,
And there
there's
was,
all kinds
this
of different
magical
fishing
little
there.
I don't know, remember? And there was a bridge and you could go up around and wasn't there a little waterfall?
It was pretty.
It was very pretty.
There's all the lily pads.
Because you could go around and go up to the top where there was a
Yeah.
little...
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like there was an up high and a down low.
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
This is I
And
like
I was
this.
so worried about the poison hemlock because we didn't have that at the time. It had not spread to Indiana yet.
Uh-huh.
It's now here
Great.
since then. But they're doing a really good work to eradicate it. But I was so scared of poison hemlock
I remember that now that you mention it.
because I thought I had seen it because I was trying to make sure I could identify it. So I do remember
liked
that.
all of these it's very impressionistic.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's out of a painting.
Yeah.
The light, you have some nice pictures of the light off the lily pads and children standing in spotlight.
Yeah, I always keep an eye
Shadows.
out for when they're going into the light. So there are a lot of nice
They're all watching Big
moments
Brother
of these
fish
things.
because he brought his fishing rod
Yeah.
and waiting for their turn to use it, which he
Right.
always is so nice about.
Yeah. Now we have a few extra ones.
Now,
so they can have
some
more
of them
time.
have their own.
I need it.
So,
That's funny.
oh my God, this is crazy why I let that happen, but it did.
Oh yeah, we don't do that
we
anymore.
don't do that anymore. Again,
Yeah.
another thing.
You learn, you grow. Oh my God. I
Oh my
just
gosh,
saw
remember
one.
how I packed everything so that we didn't have to cook very much?
Yeah.
I made all the food before we went.
What happened? Didn't something leak?
Something probably did.
Like with the teriyaki?
Probably. Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Got on something else. But do you remember I made Rice Krispie treats? And this is the first time I ever did this because I
Okay.
was packing it up to take it. So I made them and I made them in a foil pan or a glass dish. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the
a metal
brownie
pan.
pan. Yeah, the metal pan. And then we have an official brownie pan at our household.
Of course.
And so,
Comment if you have a brownie pan at your house.
so we have a brownie pan. It's like a cheap square, rectangle pan because we always make
It
a
holds
double
a double batch.
And I made the Rice Krispie treats in it and I pushed them down. And I made them a little bit softer so that they would last longer.
Yeah.
And then I covered them really tightly with parchment paper and plastic wrap and
Okay.
foil. And then when they were the best
Really?
in the whole world that we've ever
Oh.
had. And then ever since then, I try to
You've been
cover
chasing
them as
that
quickly. I have. They were so good. And they lasted a really long time because I just kept like covering them back up really tightly. I did, yeah, I like prepped everything. I like prepped teriyaki chicken and I made like, that's the first time we had those mini roasted potatoes and we've eaten them ever since.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny ones.
Oh, right.
We
The
got,
multicolored
like,
ones.
Multicolored ones and the kids really love those. So we've always eaten those since then.
Yeah.
So like every time we have an adventure, we end up introducing a whole bunch of new things into our life.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have done because we were like kind of in our whatever, right? And kids are so much more, they always have these like growth spurts, like mentally or physically or emotionally.
Yeah.
On a road trip, and then it sticks, like it stays put. And I feel like that happens to us too, which is why it's like so super important that you go do adventures because you expose yourself to like so many new things.
Yeah.
You know, and then it becomes part of like who you are.
For sure. That's a great point.
You know?
Yeah. I like having all these pictures that I take of like random stuff that's around because it doesn't always feel like anything at the time. Like this one, the bananagrams on the table and there's a towel in the chair and you can kind of see. I mean, I was taking this because I liked the light and it was a lot of contrast and it looked cool. But then also now, these years later, it has kind of the added context of being like, oh yeah, I remember how we like played a lot of bananagrams that.
Yeah,
that
and look
time.
at how they're lined up by the alphabet because I know who must have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I think it's also like vacations are when we have a tendency to play a lot of games. We do a lot of board games and games because we don't have as many responsibilities and we're like, yeah, we'll play a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can really see that. I see that. Greta, is that what you're seeing?
Greta but I saw Zach
and Bowski.
and Jet.
Is
Oh,
Bowski?
they must have been writing
Yeah,
all of
the
our names. Yeah.
Oh, those are our pets' names, Bowski and Greta, at
Yeah.
the time. They're not with us anymore.
At the time. Neither
No,
one
not
of
even
them.
Greta wasn't then.
She was already.
No, neither was Bowski.
Oh, that's right. But that was somewhat fresh. That was
Yeah.
that year.
That was a fresh one.
Yeah.
The nerve.
Well, this
bailed
was
on
right
me
before,
right
we
before
got the cats. So we got the cats
we
a
came
month
home and
later.
We got the cats.
Yeah.
Oh, the kitty cats.
Yeah. Oh, our sunrise excursion.
Okay, so that was something that I forgot about this. Every single day, like, I think at the time must have been 13.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I want to go see the sunrise. I want to see the sunrise. And I'm like, it is summer. Like, the sun is rising very early.
Yeah.
Why do you want to see the sunrise? And I kept thinking he would like let it go, or maybe he wasn't serious, but he was very serious.
It was like 6:30 in the morning.
So we woke up. What is it? The last day or the last full day? We woke up and went to see the sunrise out at the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was so obsessed
Everybody.
with this. We've done it other times though, right?
Yeah.
Have we done the sunrise in other places since then? And we got everybody up and we went down
It
to
was
see
cold.
the sunrise. Yeah. It was cold and windy and we had this really, 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 it was just really sweet and nice.
Yeah.
It was so quiet.
I enjoyed it. I liked taking photos of you all in the context of the environment and everything. And then I really loved the color of the sun on the water as it was coming up.
This is one of your favorite pictures.
So from the trip, yeah.
Probably like,
Well, that's
you
true.
share this a lot.
I do like it a lot. And I put it on the cover of a zine.
Yeah. Was that a beaches zine? Did you do like
This was
beaches?
before we did themes.
Oh, okay.
This was number 4.
Oh. Wow,
Oh my
that was
gosh.
really early.
Yeah. I think I might have had another one from this trip in here. Maybe not. No, I didn't. In future ones, I put more. Like some of these pictures that I took in here, I put in other zines. Yeah.
We're working, you know what I feel like I want to say about zines is that because we're nearing the end of zines, the mystery zine,
Yeah.
and when you get to your 20th issue, and we're on 18 now,
18's
17
about-
is like en route,
Yeah.
shipping any moment,
Yeah.
and 18 is for sale. 18, 19, 20 are for sale. I just want to say that we're working to try to bring like our extra. We do have some extra zines that we're going to make available in the shop from like past issues. So if you are looking for issues or if you want that one,
Yeah.
I think we probably have some copies and we'll have those listed in our shop soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. My favorite part of the trip was the 40 Mile Point Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, of like a standalone thing. And it was the cutest lighthouse.
Yeah.
And the people at the lighthouse were like RVers, like vacationers, retirees who would live on the premises in their RVs and then give tours.
Yeah.
And they would like sign up for shifts and like go on vacation and go give these tours and get to stay there.
Yeah, they got to park and stay there for free.
Right.
If they worked.
For like and did the tours or like worked in the shop or whatever. And so they were like these really cute characters of people, and they knew a lot. And you got to go see this lighthouse, and we got to see like it is a museum, but it's still a working lighthouse.
Yeah, there was some lighthouse keeper that lives in it.
That still lives in it. There's
it's like split in half.
Oh yeah, it's like half and half. And so
they used to have two people.
They used to have two, sure. So it was like two identical houses that go up. They're like vertical houses inside the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Which is not something I really imagined was how lighthouses worked. That there was a whole home, like 3 or 4 story home. In a lighthouse, but there was, and these lighthouse keepers, like they raised their families there and stuff.
Yeah.
So there are like children's rooms and parent rooms and kitchens and family rooms.
They had all the old.
They had like a drawing room, like it was a
see.
fancy house.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was a proper home, and they lived there, and it was so cool. And you could walk all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
And see how it works and how they reflected. And there was a tour guide up at the top to meet you.
Yeah.
And they would tell you all.
This is guest keeper Tim.
Yes. And so, and it was such a neat experience. It was a beautiful property. And there was, there was a boat that was down at the bottom though.
Yeah, I got pictures of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, I'm assuming that for the most part, the lighthouse did its job.
Right. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
From the lighthouse, I think, because I was like, I loved this lens, the glass of it's like called like a Fresnel glass because of the angles of it and stuff. That covered the light, and then so I wanted to get that with the context of the view from the place. So, yeah, I like being able to see all of it in this photo.
Oh, they had like these
Lighthouse
were like
Society.
This is just like a social.
Yeah.
hall.
They had all those neat flags in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of which were cool, and some of which I found out later had been co-opted by groups that we would not want to be associated with.
Sure, right.
But the flags themselves were very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and you walk down the path to the shipwreck.
Mm-hmm. And you could see this shipwreck in the beach. It is just like the hull of the ship.
Take it. I know I have it.
And you can see like the posts and the nails, the giant like ship nails.
Yeah.
Holding the beams of the boat together and everything, and the water like comes up over it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And just a really interesting, I don't know, it's neat to be able to do that. And there's like paths you can walk and everything. It's a really pretty property and a really nice way to spend a day. And I just thought it was really cute. This is another great
here they are,
like kind of field trip adventure where you kind of don't know what you're getting into, and it doesn't look that exciting. I remember thinking the reviews for this were great, but I could not figure out what was going to be so interesting about it.
Yeah.
But then we went to go see it, and we were like, no, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. It was plenty to do.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. It was interesting how the shipwreck, like some of the spots stuck out with the boards, and you could see the boards and the nails or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then as it went under the sand, you just had the like nails sticking out from the sand.
Right, because the sand had washed over a lot of it. Yeah.
It was fun to see.
Really cool.
Yeah. You got a nice watercolor from here, didn't you?
Did I get a watercolor from there? I did. Mm-hmm. Because I regretted not getting one from Hemingway's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am going to collect watercolors.
All those years later, it still haunted you.
It does. If I go back to Hemingway's house, I am going to be looking for a watercolor. If you are a watercolor artist who sells Hemingway house prints, get in touch.
Yeah.
I just need like a small one, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To add to my collection of places that I enjoyed on vacations.
Well, they had that whole big garden here, too.
Oh, yeah, because they tend to it and they eat from it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very cool. And then
this was just a really nice trip. We got to, I mean, it was more adventurous than just going to a regular beach because the weather was a little bit harsher. you know, and the water was cold and we had to walk out to the beach, and we often are like in the, like, did she take those?
Yeah.
Our little photographer.
I have a practice of, I let our kids use my camera anytime they want, as long as I don't need it in that moment for something. And then I have a practice of taking their picture before I hand them the camera. So then I know the following pictures are ones that they took. So it's fun. And then I take a final picture.
When they
so
hand it back?
I know they're done.
That's really cute because I think I told you to do that one time, and it's cute that you do it.
Yeah, you did. That's right. What I love too about doing all of these things and taking pictures is that you can just never know where your favorite pictures are going to come from. Like, you'd think, oh, I always talk about this. There's so much on social media. You're always seeing these like fantastic places that are difficult for most people to get to. And you start to feel like, oh, that's good photography, is of these kinds of places. And then going here and being like, I took several photos that I still love, you know, like almost 4 years later, just because it's not about the place. It's about the moments and the people and the experience and the time. I love this one from in the kitchen. They have this quaint little, you know, 1940s kitchen. Woodwork. Yeah, the scalloped woodwork. And then the picture window was nice, looking out over the back part of the property. And then I forget why I went in, and then I just looked out and everybody was sitting out there around the fire. So it was nice with the smoke coming off the fire, and everybody else was in the picture, and using that as a frame, and having the interior of the kitchen kind of gives an extra sense of like what it was like in that space, with all of our cups and water bottles and dishes in the sink, because we just finished dinner, so we hadn't cleaned up yet or anything. Still, I love this picture a lot. And then we got one of all of us here.
I know. I think this was towards the beginning of me too, saying like we have to have pictures of everybody at these things. I like these kind of timestamp pictures, which I never felt like was important.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I really appreciate having them. It's cute. I like your curly hair.
Yeah, it was very curly. It's been from the spray of the water, all the moisture in the air. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. That was a good trip. I like that trip. I would like to do it again, but in a slightly warmer location, because that did veer into kind of cold and warm me out territory, which is fun for an adventure, but I am a very hot weather person.
Well, people can let us know. I mean, I would imagine in northern Michigan, it does get hot there sometimes.
Yeah, but I think it's not like guaranteed
hot. No,
It's like Minnesota. Like you can have really, really hot weather, but like you don't know. You can't like plan ahead for it. It's not like, oh, the whole month of, it's like it might get really hot in July or it might not.
Yeah.
But I do think that by August it starts cooling down, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's so hot
here.
The
beginning of August. That's like the 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that.
So here we live in like sweltering heat until mid-September. And then it cools down really fast. It does go really fast once it comes.
Yeah, we'll have 80-degree days in September.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Every year I'm complaining that the pools are closed.
Right, because they close the neighborhood pool at like the beginning of August.
What am I paying for?
Right.
Every time.
I know.
All right. Well, that was fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. We might do another trip next week.
Yeah.
One more trip? One or more. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're definitely, I think we are.
Because we do what we want.
We do what we want. It's our own show. So if you're listening, we appreciate it.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you've been to Hoeft State Park and have your own pictures you want to share.
Yeah.
That would be fun. If you're an RV people.
Yeah.
Who've been to these like state park campgrounds and have some fun stories or anything, we'd love to hear about them.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite places. Ask us some questions. We're happy to answer them.
Literally, just give us a holler.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be done.